what she needed to do to start that up. She ended up growing so quickly that she couldn't do it by herself, so she branched out and got others to help her. It blew up within Texas, and then she started branching out across the country. We were the first SOS to open up in New England, which was very excited about. There's also now one in Connecticut. I think he's working on opening up a second location. But we're all over the country now. We're located in right off of Blackstone Valley over by the Amica building in Lincoln. And we mainly focus on one-to-one in clinic right now. I'm working on building out so we can work on more home cases as well. We focused very heavily with our parents on parent training, and because we can do all the ABA we want to in clinic, but if it's not carried out at home, it's not really going to stick. Trying to think of what else I can go into with that. I guess so. I was looking in, I get a little bit about me, just a little bit of background. I'm an engineer. My background is engineering. I gave up all of that to join the Army. I was in the Army for 5 years. I got hurt and retired from the Army, medically retired from the Army, and got back into engineering. Still decided I didn't like that, and I was looking for anything else to do. I'm a mental health advocate with the VA, not with the VA, with veterans. I work with the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, and I do a lot of suicide prevention with veterans. And so mental health has always been a big background of me. I grew up within the autism community as well. My dad, my grandfather, my uncles, they were Masons and Shriners. For those of you who don't know, Masons and Shriners, they're just a bunch of old men who raise money for Shriners hospitals and the kids so the kids can go to these hospitals for free. I was a little kid, so my job at all the events was to just play with all the kids. So it was something that they were always my friends. And when I got out of the Army, I was volunteering at the Special Olympics. I was looking into different business stuff, and then I found Success on the Spectrum. It stuck in my brain for about a year before I did anything about it. And then I contacted Nicole. I flew out to Texas. Financially, had no clue how I was going to make it happen. And then here we are about 3 years later or so. We've been open for about a year. I'm actually working on graduating my first client next week, which I'm sad and very excited about. He was actually my first client to come to us. So we're play-based ABA center. We do not do any holds. We do not do any sort of, if it comes down to a safety matter, we've even talked to the point of we will close off that room and just let the child break whatever. I think holds do more harm than good. I do understand that there is a setting where that is necessary, but not in my clinic. Obviously, if someone's going to be in danger, there's reasons for it, but that's absolute last case effort. My big thing with ABA is, and from what I've seen in Rhode Island, it's very easy for ABA to turn into daycare. I've heard some stories from our parents about some of these clinics being 1 to 6, one tech on 6 kids. And I don't understand, seeing my clinic every day, I don't understand how you can get anything done with 6 kids. And I'll never let that happen in my clinic. That there's no way we can get anything done. I care way too much about these kids and giving them a voice, just some form of communication. That's about where we're at right now. We're focusing mainly on early intervention. The location that I'm at right now is a little too small to mix early intervention with older kids. But come December, I'm starting to look for location number 2. And location number 2, I want to be able to help out the older kids as well. drives a stake through my heart to turn people away because their child might be a little too old or a little too aggressive for this location, so I'm trying to get that as soon as I can. We are partnered with a speech pathologist as well. Not OT yet, but I am working on finding occupational therapy as well. But we don't have occupational therapists, but we do have, I mean, within the field of ABA, there's many things you can do for motor ability and stuff like that. We just can't do like the scientific OT stuff. But we do what we can until we do find an OT. Yeah, that's SOS right there for now. And right now we're working on growing and expanding.
So I'm a principal of one of the elementary schools here. So this is for kids 0 to 3 then?
So right now we have, I think our youngest is 3. Our oldest right now is 6. We do have a 15-year-old who comes after hours. And we have a 16-year-old that we work with home care. She's our only home care client right now. She actually came with one of my techs from another location. The family did not want to lose her when she left that location, so she came over to us. I would say our main focus is around that 2 to 6 year age. Once they turn 7 in Rhode Island, they have to go to school or be approved for homeschooling or something along those lines.
And how long would a student typically be at your school or your, what do you call it, the clinic?
The clinic.
The clinic in the course of one day. How long is a session?
It really depends. So I have some kids who come for 4 hours a day, and I have some kids who come full-time, which is 8 hours. Most kids get dropped off around between 8:30 and 9, and they get picked up around 4. We break it up into different sessions. We do anywhere from 1.5 to 2.5 hour sessions, depending on the kid's schedule and when their lunch falls and stuff like that. Typically, they'll see 2 to 3 staff members a day. We do that for a generalization, so they don't just get used to one person the whole time. Plus, I don't want to burn out my staff, especially with the tougher cases. If you're with the tough case all day long, they're going to burn out very quickly.
Same in school.
Yeah.
Really don't put one person with one student typically.
Yeah.
So. What was my question? So you talked a little bit about parent training. What does that look like for the parents?
So we actually meet the parents where they're at. Whatever question they have, we try to get our parents in once a week for an hour. And they'll sit down with my BCBA. They'll go over the game plan that we're working on with their child. They'll talk about where the child's at, what they're trying to do, what the parents' goals are. My BCBA has gone with parents to dentist appointments. He's done some school shadowing with some of our kiddos that are currently in school. He'll go to IEP meetings with parents and just kind of give his feedback. He will meet you at the grocery store if that's where you're having an issue, if your child's trying to escape or something like that. And he can work on giving pointers or showing parents like anything to make their life easier with the child.
That's awesome. Is that a required part of students attending?
It's not required, but it is heavily suggested. We do try to push the parent training. But I do have 1 or 2 parents who just don't have the time for it. They're constantly working, and by the time they get off of work, it's just enough time to get them home and to eat. But even those parents, we will accommodate just a virtual parent training, just a conversation with mom and dad to make sure that they need to help us as well. But we need to make sure they're doing certain things at home to carry out the ABA that we're doing in the clinic as well.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm very, very proud of my clinic so far. We do have quite a few success stories. I have one kid who he came to us not speaking at all. He was fully nonverbal. After a few months, not only was his mom surprised that he speaks, but he speaks English. She's a predominantly Spanish speaking household. I have another child who was also nonverbal. He speaks some words, but it's enough to communicate with his mom, like things that he needs and wants. Hearing the parent stories every day coming in, talking about how, oh man, he sat down at dinner all night last night. He even brought his dish to the sink for me. Stuff like that. It's, I don't know, that's what's gonna keep me going and keep me wanting to open up more locations and stuff like that.
So when you think of a 6 or 7-year-old, success for you is back in the general ed school setting where they,
I'm not too concerned about that personally. Success for me looks like giving a child a voice of some form. Being able to communicate their needs with their parent is my most important thing. If a child can't go to school, I'm not gonna be the one to force them into a setting like that. But if we can make their life at home with their parents that much easier for the parents, that's a win in my book.
right? So do you have any clients who are in school?
Yeah, I have a few clients who, I have two or three, I have two, I believe, who go to school, from 8 to about 11, and then they come to us from 12 to 4.
And so what if kids were getting out of school at 3, but parents needed that support 3 to 6 type of thing, is that?
I don't have the staff for that right now, but if I do have enough need for that, I can staff that. I do have one child right now, a 15-year-old, who goes to school during the day, that same exact schedule. He comes to us at 2 and we take him from 2 to 6.
Okay.
And I do have, so I staff what I need.
Right.
If I do have parents coming to me asking for something like that, as long as I can find the staff to accommodate that, we can help out with that.
How difficult has it been to find competent staff?
That's been a journey. Right now, I absolutely love every single one on my team. I have gone through a few speed bumps, but I've been able to weed them out pretty quickly. It is very, very easy, and I've seen it in my clinic as well. It's very easy to turn ABA into daycare. Just someone coming in and sitting there collecting a paycheck.
Right.
I don't let that happen. My BCBAs know much better than that. I'm very, very, very picky with my hiring process. I want people. I don't really care too much about your experience and your background. I care about your heart. And if your heart is here for these kids, we can train everything else we need to train. And that's what my staff is every single one of them cares a great deal about these kids.
And do you take a variety of insurances?
Yeah, I'm in network with pretty much every insurance offered in Rhode Island, including Medicaid.
So families are interested, especially we have the preschool at my school.
Yep.
So for day preschool, they're looking for an afternoon type program.
Like from that 3 to 6?
No,
Time or?
preschool, could be 11 to.
11 to 4, okay.
We have both, we have maybe looking for the 3 to 6, but also looking for the 11 to.
The 11 to 4 is easier for me right now, just because of staff. It's very hard to find that staff to work till 6. I do have a few, and I can start looking for that, but I just have to know before they come in, so I can specify when I'm hiring them, that's what I'm looking for. But that 11 or 12 to 4, we can definitely accommodate that.
So if I have families that I recommend, that I just have them get in contact with you.
Yeah, of course. So I don't have any flyers with me. I ordered some, they haven't come in yet. But I do have some business cards over there with our phone number, or on Facebook. You probably get more information from our Facebook than the website. The website is a franchise website, but it is linked to my Lincoln address. I don't have the ability to update that, but I can get that requested, but Facebook's easier for me to update stuff on. We are hosting an event this Saturday. Every quarter, we try to do at least one community event. They're all completely free, except for this one on Saturday, because it's a tattoo event. It's a tattoo event. We're doing for Autism Acceptance Month. It's $60 tattoos, arms and legs only. We are donating.
Yeah, no, they're real.
No, like real tattoo, it's 18 plus, it's at a tattoo shop. It's at a tattoo shop in East Providence. We are donating half of those proceeds to the Ability Bridges Foundation as well. The other half just goes to the artist to pay for their time.
Very cool. So that's not something that I would put out to my family.
Well, so last month we did a Valentine's Day craft fair event. October, we did a trunk or treat. What did we do before that? We did another craft fair event before that. We try to get at least one out per quarter.
Yeah, that's great.
We're gonna be set up at the color run as well next month.
Awesome. Thank you. You guys down with those questions?
Does anyone else have any questions at all?
No. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, thanks. Move on. An update about what Jersey Mike's.
Oh, yeah,
what we did
so,
there.
Jersey Mike's, this is our second year working with Doug Flutie Foundation for Autism, so they give us 75 sandwiches and they tell us we can donate them as we want. That's not enough to give every teacher in district sandwiches, so
The sandwich box.
would you saw our sandwich box?
We saw the box because the principal was holding.
Oh.
It
Oh, yeah,
was
so,
like it was gold. It was.
so
yeah.
we just gave each school 12, 13, say whatever it was equally, and then we said for, you know, special education staff or.
I put it in my office and then I just texted the.
Oh, perfect.
That
Yeah.
might have been easier.
It was.
She walked the hall.
And immediately, some people were coming down.
Right.
Yeah, it was just, it's
Okay.
great that they
I
do.
brought it into La Perch and they were like, do you need to see anybody? And I was like, just get it to Julie.
It is.
Give it to her.
People are so excited. And they were
Yeah, it's great that they do that for us. So it's great to have that partnership with them because they do offer families different grants and different things. So hopefully to keep that partnership.
Jersey Mike's does.
No, with Doug Flutie Foundation. Yeah, and Jersey Mike's donated, there was one day, they donated 100% of sales back to Doug Flutie Foundation.
Across the country. Yeah, it was the end of,
Yeah,
the end of March. It was like the last Wednesday.
I don't know. I know when my husband went in, they said it was the most they've done, that he saw so many people from Smithfield in there when he was picking up our sandwiches, and I think at that point, it was like 4 o'clock, he was picking them up.
Last
And it was like,
We have that.
it was 11, but at 4 o'clock that day, it was 15,000 already they raised, just Smithfield's location. And they do it throughout the whole nation, and they give it all to Doug Flutie Foundation.
What is the Doug Food? So I'm relatively new in the.
You're gonna learn a lot.
Yeah, I'm still learning.
Yeah, so the Doug Flutie
Flutie.
Junior Foundation for Autism was Doug Flutie, the football player. His son has autism. He started a foundation in his name, and they raise money, they give back to the community. We kind of matched up. Just went on like an email spree last year and just started emailing all sorts of businesses, and they emailed back, and they have Flutie stars. They do like different singers. They do all different things with people with autism, and they raise money and they give back different grants. Yeah, so
And they
if you
have
want, I
this
can give
bread
you-
relay.
they have the bread, yeah, so the bread
That's what they
relay.
call it, and they pass this piece of bread across the country and they
Literally,
videotape it.
So, and Smithfield's a part of it, so it's
Yeah,
great to
and
have.
last
us
year,
a part of
our
that video.
police chief's daughter was playing the keyboard, so she
Yes.
was local and she was as people
She's
walked in,
great.
she was singing Disney songs.
And playing, yeah,
So it's a whole thing at Jersey Mike's.
yep,
Oh, that's
It's a
awesome.
whole day.
and the bread relay, it was the three of us,
And they
it
made us
was,
dress into tomatoes and lettuce and.
Yeah, we were dressed.
We dressed
As a
up. We
sandwich.
weren't planning that at all,
No.
but
They didn't let us know that until we showed up.
no,
it was great.
so we
It
did
was-
it for the kids.
Yeah, and it was good. And so the bread relays to kick off that big fundraiser where 100% of sales go, and then they post videos, and they clip it, so like it's the bread relay, so we'll be running out, and then they have like, they make it look like you're running kind of store to store nationwide. But I don't know how much.
Yeah.
Yes,
But it's
Yeah,
all,
so
yeah.
like,
They walked in and they were like, all right, here you go.
Like
We were
they'll
like,
they posted a video like before
like,
they
I'm
came
just
to
hoping for-
Smithfield, they posted wherever they were at and the video ended with, now we're headed to Smithfield. And then the video starts with them,
Running
we're
in.
here, like
Running
running
in,
in.
and then we run out, and then it
Yeah.
goes to the next all nationwide,
Yeah.
but yes.
Yeah,
Doesn't each
so last
location
year,
donate to a
the
different
girls
place?
that came
No,
dressed
all
up,
foodie.
so we
Whole
just
country.
assumed that was the same thing, but they had a different idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, you're gonna be the tomato, I think you were the lettuce.
Yes.
I just
was
held
the
the bread.
bread.
I talked my way out of it. I was like,
Yeah.
I held
had
the
to hold the
Like,
bread.
yeah,
I was
okay.
like, I don't think I can fit in that
Yeah.
costume. You guys are fine. Benefits being a little chubby, I guess, in that instance. So yeah, so that was, it was great. So we haven't found out exact numbers, but it was great to partner up with them. And it's also good to see businesses giving back, so.
100%.
And 100%, I've never heard of somewhere doing 100% of sales for anything, so.
An entire day across the country.
So what is that, what Georgia makes, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's delicious anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, positivity.
Positive.
So, because of, it's been so long, we've had 3 positivity showcases. So we had January was Mrs. Carrie Ferreira, who is a paraprofessional at Pleasant View. February was Mrs. Amanda LaMountain at Gallagher Middle School, special educator. And March was Mr. William Plant, who's an art teacher at Gallagher Middle School as
Who
well.
was at Laverne for a while.
Yeah, in Pleasant View.
Yeah, so, and then we were going to discuss the panel tonight for April and May, but the panel didn't, some.
So you guys get to.
throw it out, yeah. So,
Challenger.
Yeah.
Challenger.
So, the last meeting I talked all about the Smithfield Challenger League and how it was registration, which the Challenger League, if there's ever anybody in the district that, their child wants to join the Challenger team, they always can throughout the season. We will register them at any time, it doesn't matter. But we're still looking for buddies. We are trying to find buddies.
Basketball, baseball.
This is baseball. So we're looking for buddies of every school age and size.
Was it 6+?
I think our youngest this year is 7, is a first grader. You know him.
But it usually goes,
But it starts at 6, the age of 6, and it goes up to 26.
Because in years when my son was on Little League,
Yeah.
each Little League team were the buddies
Were
for that
buddy.
week.
oh,
And so that Little League team.
that's a good idea.
It was really great. It was great.
It's great.
Because
Gave
A
everybody
lot
an
of
opportunity.
suggestions. I'll bring that one up.
That's a good idea.
then every
Um,
team does it once and then.
Right,
times
and
again,
this
times
year-
or something.
Be good to even include like the softball league. I don't, I
And-
know it's
and-
Challenger for baseball.
Oh, no, they're like.
Funny
they're-
enough? Okay.
Yeah, so, we also have the extraordinary EKT, I'm not gonna try to say it. Their staff is also coming to support the games. But, we're just looking for more kids. Last year was probably the most amount of buddies we've ever had consistently. There were 2 games last year that there were so many buddies that some kids had 2 buddies with them, and it was awesome. I could actually get off the field for a little bit,
Yeah, that's
which
great.
was pretty cool. But we're just trying to, kind of bring more kids in. There will also be a Little League table at the Color Run next week with a buddy sign up.
Do we have a
So
flyer or something on that we could send out to
Yeah,
families?
I can get one out.
Sometimes there's kids who don't feel totally comfortable on a competitive baseball.
Right.
team.
Yeah, and that's the thing, they don't have to be part of the Little League to be a buddy for the Challenger team.
Yeah, so we do
The
have
only thing
flyers
that
and-
we let people know is we do travel
Okay.
way more than any other team. So,
Like far away? or-
we have,
Not one time, right?
we go to Swansea, North Attleboro.
We only used to go to Portsmouth.
Right, we were supposed to go to Newport and I nixed that because that's really far, and last year I think we got only like 4 kids that were gonna go to that day. And it was the time that it was at, I was like, that's really hard for kind of everybody to get there. But I think this year the furthest we're going is Swansea.
Even if we put out the schedule.
Yeah, and that's the thing, we have the schedule, so I can add it to, yeah, we'll make a flyer and I'll get that out.
That'd be good.
I'm on the Little League board, so I'll just push it through that way.
Yeah, try to get them, have each team sign up.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, I brought that up a lot of times, even, some of the kids last year that were on the. I'm on the board and I know nothing about the baseball team. Some of the all-star
Yeah.
kids, they were buddies for the Challenger team, and I was like, I think that would be cool if everybody was on all-stars helped out in the Challenger League, just to, you know, show that part of their character, like, look, we are, you know, it's more than just baseball, we are able to help out. So they're definitely looking at a whole bunch of different avenues, but we're also trying to get, like you said, some kids who aren't even part of baseball that would just want to hang out on the field and,
Be a good.
you know, just spend the day having fun. Because it is, we laugh a lot, it's a good time.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my group together. I know me, Mal, and Lexi are doing it. Trying to get Olivia to do it. We'll see.
Okay.
But I'm gonna try to get a few more, so hopefully I can. It's just tough, it's like tough timing, like.
It is really
It's tough
hard.
with
The
sports.
games are always at 1 o'clock on
Too, it's
Sundays.
just, like,
It just depends
tough
where
'cause
they
they
are.
all play lacrosse. Like every single one of my volunteers plays lacrosse.
Yeah.
And there's games every single weekend.
Yeah.
And Mal plays too, so
Lacrosse, softball,
hopefully she
baby.
can make it to most, but I'll be
And
there.
obviously, if
She
somebody,
shows up.
I mean, it
She
can be.
And I'll bring it up at the Good Vibe Middle County
Okay.
Wednesday. In Harry.
Who's also coming to
Can
the
you give
call?
me
I think
Mallory now?
they come to the call.
Yep.
She's 18, I have to get a BCI done for her. Yeah, text me now. Because, so anyone who's 18 or older and on the field has to have a BCI done. So
It's just Mal. I know how to
I
do
do
it,
too,
so-
but since
Well,
you
I'm
said
excited.
that, but yeah, so I will write it down to send a flyer out for that. Another flyer.
Right, so
Color
Color Run. So Color Run, we're now registered. It was last time I checked about 320, which, yes, so it's grown a lot. Last year we had about 500, but it's always 2 weeks before we get that blast or the night before, just all of a sudden people are like, I can make it. Let me just, and I'm like,
Of course.
updating, and we're up till, I think we're up to like 1:30 in the morning. Last night we were up at 6 to get everything going. So the Color Run, it was just an idea 2 years ago. I remember sitting here and being like, you know, it'd be great.
Right.
Having color, and I have these ideas sometimes, and they've been great to be like, either slow it down or like, yeah, let's try.
We just build it and just
Yeah,
kind of,
like the
make it
totally
work.
leave moment.
right.
But it's grown so much. The first year we only had tech access, and we had the Sherlock Center, and now we're up to so many. I'll just say some of them: Doug Flutie, Junior Foundation, Autism Project, Special Olympics, Rhode Island's gonna be doing, setting up different stations, Premier Realty. He's going to be emceeing, and then he has like a party at the end. Chris Whitten has been great. Christine Levy Advocacy, she was awesome to meet with. Down Syndrome Rhode Island, the Sherlock Center is back again, Ability Bridge, of course, Neuro Brews Coffee, Fire 41 photo booths, the Pleasant View Pandas are coming, the OCRS Good Vibe Drive, which is great, and then the OCRS PTA. We have the SHS Honor Society, they're gonna be setting up all sorts of fun events and different things. Youth Council is gonna be throwing color this year. Smithfield Police Department's gonna be throwing color this year. Success on the Spectrum, Decoding Dyslexia. Anderson Winfield's gonna be setting up some stations with their dogs, the therapeutic dogs, which I thought was awesome. Greenville Library is gonna be running and also setting up stations. Solano Insurance is gonna be setting up stations. Extraordinary Kids, Perspectives, Texas Roadhouse comes. Best Buddies, Smithfield YMCA, New Level Nutrition, Sensory Stylist, which is another cool business that's actually in the process of fighting for a bill in Rhode Island, because I didn't know you couldn't travel and cut hair for special needs. So she's in the process of fighting for that bill so she can travel to home-based care, because right now she can't accept cash or money if she travels, so that's great to have her there.
She's gonna give free haircuts.
And she's
the
gonna
whole
be
time.
giving free haircuts the whole time.
I keep
Yeah.
seeing her ads, just recently.
Yeah.
Yes,
Seeing her ads.
yes, she's been
Yeah.
fighting hard for that, so,
That's cool.
yeah,
So
so
all day, she said, anybody can come, all day she'll be giving free haircuts the whole time.
Yes, so that's another, we have Learning Tree is gonna be setting up arts and crafts. Spread Kindness, Teresa, she's a local parents painting all the rocks for the trail. We have Safe Splash Swim, which is out of Warwick. I'm interested to hear more about them. Mastery Martial Arts. Northeast Auto Body comes and they bring a Lightning McQueen car. And then it's just keeps growing. So every couple days I have somebody else that wants to be involved, and it's great. So
My
for,
fifth grade said they're coming, but it doesn't.
They
look
are?
like They're on your list.
oh, they haven't told me.
So they've been saying it for a while, like, oh yeah, we have a team coming to.
Oh, okay. I can add them.
I don't know what their name is.
All right, so fifth grade committee. All right.
So they didn't, where are they supposed to sign up? 'Cause-
I contacted your PTO president, I just didn't hear back, so I wasn't sure. She was gonna ask at the last PTO meeting, and then I haven't heard. So that's why I just wasn't sure. So I was
Yeah, that's
asking
only
all
the
the schools.
confirmed list.
These were the confirmed. so
We,
no
there
one
are
heard
still a
it.
lot of question marks.
They shared with families that-
Oh, really? Okay, great. No, yeah, no one told me. I'll add them to the list tonight. So the Perch Fifth Grade Committee is awesome. And then, who else? What else? So there's 5 colors for those who don't know the color run. So we usually start with that yellow, end with green. Those are the 2 Smithfield colors. We have pink, purple, and blue. There's colors and then there's tables. So the whole purpose of the color run originally was as people are having fun getting color powder, you learn about a different ability and just brings education to all different abilities. So the more you know, the less you are likely to have the stigma behind special education. Because a lot of times you have that, people hear special education. I know growing up, it was a different time, but there's that stigma that holds behind it. And it's just important that people know everybody can and will learn, maybe in a different way or a different time frame, but everybody can. So it's just to keep up with that throughout the trail. They come out to, we usually have bubbles and chalk
Yeah,
and different
so many
activities coming out of.
And we have like jump ropes and like the kites. and
Yes.
Just tons of outdoor activity type things.
Do the colors mean anything?
So originally that's what it was. And then we only started with just 2 vendors, 2 businesses. And so it was supposed to be different abilities, but now it's just color, like
We
just.
can also
a-
get-
Ending
only
with
get so
green.
many
We start
colors.
In the beginning of the year, green.
I request to be in pink.
You want to be near pink? Yeah.
for the looks.
Yeah.
But yeah, we end with,
So in the beginning of the year, we have Unified Day, which everybody wears green. And the whole idea was the color run would end the year with green. So the last
That's
color
cool.
you get hit with is green.
Yeah.
for Smithfield.
Yes, and yeah, so that's,
There's a high school track meet.
is it that day?
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, Nathan, so maybe a school.
oh, well, good luck to him. I heard track meets along, so good luck to you too.
Like, what time did it start?
I have to say, the police department, they were very aggressive.
They were- You know, we had the least amount of blue left, so.
Yeah,
yes.
literally.
No,
Like,
yes.
wow, like, you know, usually.
I think you made all the front
like, you
pages
know, you
though.
get a little,
yeah.
you're like.
They really, I mean, wasn't that the front page picture that they used on the
There were 2
Observer
of
was
them.
Jay just throwing it as hard as he could? He's like bending down and everything.
And there's like add sides, like
Yeah.
someone from.
Yeah, no, everyone else we were telling them, throw it up in the sky, so it, and he was just right after you, like, right.
I kind of read people as coming through because some kids get nervous with that. but-
I was. Anyway.
Well, I just remember that Miss East Greenwich, when she walked through, she was wearing all white and she couldn't get hit with color, so I had to go in front of her, especially with the police, and I was like, no color, don't throw it, hold it.
I mean, it was a color run.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, why are you
Yeah, but
Right.
yeah.
And it was like in the middle of it happening, so I was like, oh, you were very adventurous to wear white
She's
and not
lucky
get
some of the
color.
kids weren't at their station at that point, because I'm.
Yeah,
they got
especially
one
my
year, and that
kids.
was right after her appointment.
They almost got
Right.
gone.
Poor Catholic.
Dawn was like, no, and at the end, she was like, okay, one time in the back.
Oh, yeah,
One
I
time.
remember that.
Yeah, so they just texted back that they felt Lorenzo's dad was taking care of it. Did you hear from Mike Second?
No. All right. I'll put him on. No big deal. I'll put him on the list.
Email Mike.
Okay. Never works. I'll put him on. No big deal. I'll add anybody who wants to be a part of it as well,
Right.
to be a part of it. So.
Well, he's got our 5th graders organized.
Oh, great. Great. Because last year I think it was the 5th grade.
Oh, yeah, I think it was.
Yes,
They were
yellow.
on first table.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, perfect.
Is there anything else?
Anything
about the
anything with the color? Any questions about the color?
And you want us there?
And you're gonna be setting up in the field, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a big sale.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we have all of our.
Right, because last year, so I was like, Gwen, last year everyone was so hungry. It's a perfect time to have a bake sale. And like, everybody always wants to give money to it. We're not able
We
to
can't take.
accept money because we're actually an extension of the school. Every school has to have a SELAC. So I'm like, I'd love to, it gives back to Smithfield kids. So I'm like, have a bake sale. People will just throw cash at you.
At that point, everyone's starving.
Charlotte's donated a bunch. We're reaching out to, Elijah's reaching out to Stop and Shop.
Perfect.
So we're gonna have a table full.
And I'm sure Athens will bring pizza. at some
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
point.
sure.
They'll just drive in, drop it off.
But I know it's a long day for volunteers and everybody else
Yeah.
too, like, so, we usually get there around 7 and then I text them at like 6:30, like, I'm already here anxious, but, always I'm like, you're there, but, I usually will be there relatively early, so whenever you wanna, whenever you wanna come, feel free. That's fine, yeah, it starts at 9.
Okay.
We get there for 7:30 because that's when they bring the tables and the color too. So
Yeah.
we have to be there so that they can drop them off to them.
Also, the first year we carry tables on our heads.
Right. Oh, yeah.
We did-
They're bringing 2 ATVs this year.
Yeah, no one told us that the ATVs could go through that, so we carry them on our heads in the trails, and then after we were done, they're like, do you guys need the ATV? I needed it about a half hour ago, I'm exhausted.
Because now my neck is
It was
hurting.
awful. I'm exhausted.
So heavy.
They were so heavy, but, yeah, I think that's, so if you wanna come, I'm going to be sending out an email to all the vendors, just telling them where to check in.
Oh.
Cause it starts behind the senior center and then goes out to the soccer fields. So,
And then, you said that you're carrying tables, so do I not supply a table?
so I'm also gonna put in the email, so we have 25 tables, we have so many vendors this year, so I'm gonna ask people if they have a table and willing to take it, please take it, there's gonna be vendors that are
I
unable
was already
to.
planning on taking.
Oh, perfect,
Yeah.
okay, just because we have so many, it was not this big at all in the past year, so it's,
I think 5 of those tables are.
It is-
for the
it
colors.
is.
So drop this down. as
That
one.
first year with
Yes.
the tables, we created poster boards just to fill them up.
Yeah,
Right.
I remember.
There was nobody there. It was just we created.
recreated, yeah, educational poster
Yeah.
boards of
Yeah.
just all
Like the
different
triangle
abilities.
thing.
Yep.
Big.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, it
Like
was
big
like
tri-
the big sign.
Exactly,
It was.
I got
exactly
the
what we did.
big boards and they blew over every time.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I yelled at my husband to fix them up the whole time,
Mhm.
but yes, it was,
It was windy on the days that there's outside events. It'll be beautiful the day after, but when you're at your event, everything's blowing away.
yes,
Just
everything's
have
just
fun.
windy.
Every
yes.
time, that's all we dealt with on
I was
Saturday.
chasing things all Saturday, just running around,
Yes,
chasing papers.
it was very windy Saturday.
It was
Yeah.
so windy.
It was very.
Is that one of those things where just kind of make sure we're there and set up for 9?
Yes,
Oh.
exactly. So we'll have a kickoff. There may be like so Doug Flutie Foundation may send performers for the first 15-20 minutes. They haven't fully confirmed. I've been emailing them. So if so, I would love to have that in the front and have like a
That'd be
mini concert. I'm hoping that happens. If not, we're still gonna do like a kickoff and,
They run through the.
I've ordered that craft paper. Last year we had.
Last
streamers
year, there
with-
were so
yeah.
many people that like, they were all bunched up, just ready to go in. A sea of white
Yeah, it's,
t-shirts. It was so awesome.
yes.
So we can go through at 9, because this track meets at 10.
Yes,
You can go through,
yes.
it's open.
9 to
Yeah.
12.
Opens at 9.
Yeah,
Opens
and
at
some
9,
people
like
just
9:30,
wanna be
9:30.
standing there for the,
9:30?
They actually start running at 9:30,
Yeah,
yeah.
but we have everybody get there at 9 because that's when we start like talking about it and getting it ready and.
Yeah.
And Chris is usually on the microphone.
Yeah,
helping
kind of
everybody
getting
out.
everybody pumped up and gathered together at the start line. Because once people register, they kind of disperse all over the place in front of the senior center, so that's just kind of getting everybody back over there and.
and people go through
Yeah.
multiple times, like they'll go through and then they'll say, can I go through again? It's like, yeah, just keep.
Yeah,
People
our
just
kids
keep
just
going.
literally run in circles.
Yeah,
the whole
all
time.
day, all day back and forth, and then we can. But
Yeah, so it'll be fun. So hopefully no rain. If so, rain date by 4.
It's the next day.
Let's hope for.
Oh, it's the next day.
Yes,
yeah,
It's
I
rain
think I
day.
got the calendar.
well, for the rain date.
Yeah, I think I have it on the first
Oh,
calendar.
no. Right.
I'm hoping it's not gonna rain. The first 2 years were,
We have
were very, very nice. So let's,
Maybe if it's cold, just go, but rain is the only thing.
Yeah.
rain's the
Yeah,
only thing.
Just
Yeah.
because of the color will just.
Yeah. it was
Usually
actually-
I'm not.
Yeah.
And then I have we have the special education.
No, I do the future. of
Okay.
that. Did I not put that on there?
Future
No, you
benefit.
did.
Yeah,
I just went right over.
So last month, we all met with Dr. Bartz together. And we were talking about hopefully in the future being able to do a special ed workshop. So school committee has brought it up and we were asked if SELAC wanted to link up with school committee. So right now we're kind of finding out a date to make it work, but in theory, we want it to be admins, staff, paraprofessionals, service providers, families that kind of all come together and that we'll have like a little bit of informational stuff about special ed and things happening in the town. And then we'll do like breakout tables where the tables are kind of mixed of who is at the table, to have different discussions of like the glows and grows, which we've done in our meetings here about things in town, and then come back together and talk about it a little bit. And then kind of maybe talk about, how to work on certain things moving forward. It's kind of, if you guys went to the district strategic planning meeting 2 years ago, it was similar. That's kind of what our thought process is, having it similar to that, just a really open conversation with everybody. Just because I think, there's always so many things that people don't know because they're looking at things through a different lens, or they're just not privy to that information, or they don't even think to ask the question. So having everybody at different tables is helpful. But right now we're just kind of figuring out a date where the majority of everybody is available. The end of the school year is kind of hard. So we were hoping to get it done this school year. I'm assuming if not, it'll probably be at the beginning of next school year. But the thought is trying to get that in this school year. So just to keep an eye out for that information. Because hopefully it will be coming out soon in different forms everywhere and for everybody. Anybody have any questions on that? I really don't have much more info, but.
So that event is a school committee event, so it has to
Oh.
be, all of the school committee will have to be
All
able
of
to
you have to be
be,
there.
yeah, will have to be there. It has to, be a school committee meeting, because if three or more of us are in the same room, open meetings law. So that's why it has to be a school committee run function. So in the process of finding a time that works for all 5 of us, as well as administration, special ed director and everything. So stay tuned, because the end of the year, everyone's coming. It's just like, it's so
little
hard to
crazy.
cram everything in. So I don't want to speak for anybody, but personally, I think it would probably be more toward next year, because
Yeah.
this year is just, I don't
So
know how much more
nobody
stuff I
can
can
link
fit in
up
my
on any of the
calendar.
dates.
Yeah, and I think everyone's the same with just their calendars just busting. So I would say stay tuned for probably.
Yeah.
More September-ish, but I don't want to speak for any, I'm only one of 5, so.
Can one of you just tell me what email you want Mike to email?
Oh, you can email me, my first and last name at Gmail. You're welcome.
And then obviously Eileen is not here tonight, but we asked her if she wanted us to kind of relay anything to everybody. She just wanted to let everybody know that there will be interviews that are being conducted now and over the summer. And if anybody wanted to be part of a committee for a teacher or a paraprofessional, like a interview committee, to just email her and let her know. And yeah.
It's
That was
hard
all
to get
she-
people to serve sometimes, but I put it out at my last PTA meeting and I got maybe 8 people.
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Wow, that's
So
good.
each time I've had a committee, then I put it out and I've had someone join it.
Yeah.
Great.
So it's been good.
Yeah, so she just said just to reach out to her if you want to be part of it. So,
That's not
Yeah,
bad. It's good to see
okay.
I did a lot of, now it's different, but it's good to be a part of a decision. In town, like, it's good to have your voice, like,
And to see all the possible candidates who are out there.
right.
and I think just to
Better
hear the process
understanding.
itself, like to understand how the process really works and
Yeah,
not just,
Including that confidentiality piece.
right.
Right.
Okay, when you ask them, hey, who'd you interview and all that? Like,
Yeah.
Can't
You
tell
can't
you.
say anything, right? Exactly.
Right, but that was all she had. And now open forum. Anybody has anything or wants to talk about anything, questions? Ability bridge thing, you guys got anything to talk about?
Well, we actually are really crazy next month. Our Easter egg hunt went really good.
Yes.
We had about, I don't even know how many kids. so I
We,
think
it was,
completely booked.
your mom and I did it. It was like just under 150 kids.
Yeah, we had about
Registered.
200 kids
Yeah.
sign up.
Yeah.
We had a lot of no-shows, which it's okay. We still had a really good turnout. The weather was good.
Yeah.
Honestly, no complaints. It was a lot better than last year, so I was really happy
Yeah.
about that. That
It
was
was.
crazy,
It
but
was.
you know, it was a
I
lot
heard the
better.
whole story at TJ Maxx.
Yes, it did.
That's a good place to unload the story.
Yeah. Share, but, we have our kickball tournament coming up May 18th. That's gonna be posted to all the schools, hopefully soon. I reached out a week ago, nothing yet, but hopefully we can get that out soon. We have a unified bracket, a high school bracket, and family and friends. We have about 15 teams of 4 signed up right now, which is pretty good, but we still need a lot more, so should have worried about that.
Is that a Sunday?
It is a Sunday, it's supposed to be Saturday, but, due to BB's fundraiser, we just had to switch it.
Which is May 17th as well.
Yes.
Everybody wants to at the last resort.
Yes, last
Right,
resort, I think it's
okay.
from 2 to 6, 2 to 7.
I can tell you, because I'm pretty sure it's true.
Yeah. Something like that.
Oh, my calendar.
And then we have over 15 seniors that are receiving a ability bridge cord because they did over 15 hours of community service for us.
That's awesome.
So we had a little ceremony for that, and Ella will be receiving an award for her Bridge Builder Initiative work as well that day. That's on May 27th. Sorry,
May
what
27th. I
is
should
on my-
probably write that date down.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's a good one.
My calendar's just,
I told Ella. I don't know if she told you about that.
is that?
probably not.
I haven't
Um,
been to every meeting. Thanks.
That there's like formal invitations for that, so that won't be posted anywhere just because obviously it's only for certain kids that can get it, but we're really proud of all the kids. We've done a lot of work with the high school and all the kids have been amazing. We're getting a lot more participation. People have been coming up to me saying that they want to do unified basketball and volleyball next year and they want to get more involved with Ability Bridge. So the high school is definitely, we're making a really big turn for, in a good way, because we were
You're
stuck.
making a change. Yeah, you should feel proud of yourself, because before that, not nobody, but there was nobody your age stepping up, so definitely feel proud of yourself.
Thank you. We were stuck for a while at the high school, like kids were kind of just not really getting involved, but we've gotten a lot of sports teams involved and that's made a really big change. And now all the kids are excited for our buddy events and all of our stuff, so pretty much it. And
Did you tell everybody about the ropes too that everyone's getting? Did I
Yeah,
miss
she
that?
just said
Oh,
that.
she
Yes.
did?
Yeah, she said that.
Yeah.
That's
Before
interesting that
that-
Ella was also getting something.
Yeah,
That's
but
part
before
of it.
that, like,
they're purple.
Yeah, she said that.
nobody would get ropes, like for
Yeah.
unified,
Like
so
my main
kids
colors.
would walk without, I think it's
It's
big.
yeah.
No,
when
she
I
don't-
was
she don't
looking
talk
at
about-
I was like,
Unified, she just talked about ability. Bridge.
Oh,
oh, they're really cute.
Yeah, she said ability.
Yeah, but
She
she's
found
about
that
unified teams.
because
unified
before
teams.
that, it would be very hard for somebody to earn a rope. Like, you see kids having all different ropes and from another kid walking without a rope, you're like, oh, but it's great for
So
the,
we have our unified basketball team, all special ed
That's
students and our partners that are seniors all are getting a cord. I'm
Which is
working with
great.
Mr. Garrity about that right now, actually. We're picking colors this week. So,
which is, yeah,
yeah, and my fundraiser, so I'm in a civic leadership program right now, me and Ben Chickatelli, and we are doing a fundraiser, Change for a Change. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a problem with the superintendent getting things just in order with all the schools, so unfortunately, we're just able to do it at the high school, but it's basically where each advisory class next week is gonna bring in change. I don't really know how well the participation will be for the high school, because I know elementary school, middle school, they do it all the time, and it has a really good turnout. High school students don't really pay attention to that stuff, so hopefully we can get a decent turnout in that. But whatever funding we have for that, we'll use that to buy the cords. And then, whatever else, either the Ability Bridge Foundation or our Unified Club will sponsor the rest, but.
What is the fundraiser?
So
Change.
my civic leadership program, it's with the Secretary of State, and 2 students from each school get nominated to do it. And basically, we go to like these meetings every month and we build a project, a civic action project. So I know I wanted to do something for Smithfield's unified program. So with our very limited amount of things we can do, because with money, it's really tricky to use money with the school, especially when kids are fundraising for it. If you're not for like the class council, they're really worried about like you having money that's for the school. Just because kids are not, high school kids aren't that responsible with money and stuff. Just gotta say it how it is. So we were very limited to things we could do. So this was basically our only option. But yeah, we're just doing a civic action project.
Great.
Yeah. So everyone on the unified basketball and volleyball team will have a unified court, and hopefully, and that will be the way it is from now on.
which is great. I like that. I like more opportunities to earn cords. Before that, was there any other opportunity? Well, there is other opportunities, but not a lot of those students wouldn't have.
No, not at all, especially not IC. There's no IC kids that get courts. And even if they don't do basketball or anything, they'll still get a court because they participate in unified gym as well. If that's
Oh, great,
Oh, that's awesome.
great.
Yeah.
Perfect. So, any other questions, comments, concerns?
1 hour on the dot.
Perfect. We got good.